Alright, this is the blue turd that we're going to drag into the 21st century with that Silverado motor right there. And this is an 89 Chevy Camaro. I bought it about a year and a half ago for $800 and no motor, no transmission when I got it. I put this 350 small block with the carburetor in it. It originally had 700 R4 automatic transmission and I swapped it over to a T5 5-speed manual, and obviously that's really slow.
Brandy is driving. Oh my, Brandy, those Goodyear Eagles cannot take that abuse.
This is a smog motor. It's got smog heads. It's it's got $50 Amazon Marketplace tweaker special headers on there, and yeah, it's a little embarrassing at the red light. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting this 4.8 liter with a cam in it, and I'm going to be teaching myself HP tuners. This is my first LS swap, so if you guys follow along, you're going to be seeing all the mistakes that I make. Hopefully I can use whatever comes out of this as a little bit of a guide if you guys want to do your own. But the first step obviously is to pull the old drivetrain out of it. So the rough plan I have for this drivetrain: keep the 4.8, put a cam in it so it does a little better at higher RPM. For the transmission, we're going to be keeping the world-class T5 that's in the car right now. We're probably going to turn it to glitter. It's going to go up in about 1 billion pieces before I even put 1,000 miles on this. But maybe if I have some discipline, it can last a little while. It's not going to last a little while. So for the electronics, we're going to be reusing all the wiring and the coils and everything that came with it. We're going to be running the stock ECU, stock engine management, and we're going to be tuning it. I'm going to learn to tune, so that's also going to explode. We're going to be shaving the truck intake and everything so it fits under the hood. We're going to be reusing the serpentine belt system under the hood of this. We're going to try and get the small truck alternator so that everything should hopefully fit. I'm not going to have to punch a hole in this hood and put a cowl like a drooling redneck. But this whole thing is going to be really cheap. We're going to see just how many corners I can cut to get this thing on the road. Alright, we got all the engine management wiring out of the engine bay. We're going to get rid of all of this. This is going to be a lot cleaner. I'm going to put an AC plate in there to block all that off and get rid of it because it never worked anyway. And I know there's going to be boomers saying, "Oh, you draped the wires over the side of the car. My concourse restored Camaro would never get that treatment, never. You youngins don't know how to wrench anymore." Look at this. Look at this. Let me show you this. Look at this. Look at this. This is a site that only a third-gen mother could love. Probably going to plow it into a cornfield at one point. It's fine. If you want to put a little blanket over there and you want to swaddle your baby while you work on it, that's your call. This is an $800 car. I don't really care. So we're going to get rid of this entire piece of wiring. We're only going to keep the half of the C130 connector on the firewall that controls like lights, wipers, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to buy a Chinese 8-year-old special that is a standalone harness for the LS engine. So we should be able to keep this engine bay super clean as opposed to the total mess it was with my kind of hackneyed V8 carb swap. Okay, so engine's out. I removed the AC box as well. Went ahead and pressure washed the engine bay. There's a couple areas you can kind of see paint's getting a little flaky. That's how all these third gens are. Probably going to paint it gloss black so you can't see all the leaks that are going to come out of Old Faithful engine in the corner there. HVAC parts are all over there. I'm probably going to try to sell them. This thing never had working heat or HVAC, and I don't really care to. It's just kind of a fun car. I've driven cars without AC for
years, and I'm fine with it. So we're going to get a block off plate in there, and that's going to help us a lot to fit exhaust, because that's the one kind of big deal that comes when you're engine swapping a third gen, is you got tons of room in the engine bay, but then down in the transmission tunnel, the frame rails narrow in, and it becomes really hard to fit any sort of headers or exhaust or anything. So hopefully that gives us enough purchase to fit a set of long tube swap headers in here. You know, eBay Chinese special, but they should hopefully net us a couple horsepower. That's all I got for this one. Not much in the way of information, but it'll kind of give you an idea of how I got started prepping it for the swap. Next video is going to be everything you need to adapt your engine to fit in the third gen Camaro. So it's going to be oil pan, it's going to be swap mounts, it's going to be headers, everything like that should come in the next video. So I'm about to order a ton of parts. Thanks for bearing with me, and we'll see you next time.